I'm sorry,
Never
what'd you
used
say?
one of these before.
Say it again.
Oh,
I said,
never.
What was your political hot take? Go ahead and say it. I know it was raging in your blood and you wanted to say it. Just go for it.
I just genuinely think that nobody deserves rights.
Damn it!
I don't.
YouTube, that was a joke. That was a joke. Everyone watching, that was a joke. But that was the opinions of one Patrick Hogue. His info down below.
DM me with your opinion.
Welcome back to another episode of The Wanger Show. Wanger! Another one. Another one. That's what episode 401. This is the pre-recorded episode. So we are looking into the future. By now, the country could have ended. I don't know. I had no idea. But as of now, we're having fun. We're here with Draco. If you're an audio-only listener, you should really watch the video because there's a cute pup on. Just got a haircut. But also, Cody's not here. Sorry. I apologize for that. But in his stead, Alex is filling in for Cody.
Hello. I should have looked up the Pokemon.
Yeah, what's the 401st Pokemon?
401st Pokemon.
You're also not supposed to curse within the first, 10 minutes.
Oh, actually?
I don't know if it's a 10 minutes. we do it
Whoops.
anyways.
Okay.
While he does that, Patrick Hogue is on the show for the very first time.
Woo!
Oh,
Hello.
shit. Sorry, hold on. There
No
it is.
cursing, no cursing.
Sorry. Oh, I can't. I can. I don't know. This is so. Cody usually sits. It's enough of that. Cody usually sits right here. I sit right there. The host is in, or the guest is in the guest spot. And so we're not doing that. So all you audio-only listeners, if you want to see us on video, all these pretty faces and a cute little pup, say hi, Draco.
Woo!
Woo! Yeah. Oh shit. All right. Anyways,
Okay.
Pokemon. What'd
I
you
got 401 Cricketot. That is
That
a cricket Pokemon.
was really thematic.
Wow.
Yeah. that's actually very fitting.
It
yeah.
does not look like a cricket
I was
at
about
all,
to
though.
say,
Yeah.
what
It looks like a
It's
ladybug.
Ladybug with like a little suit on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or like a winter
How
jacket.
deep does your Pokemon knowledge go?
So this is actually probably the only time I've ever mentioned this in person
Uh-oh.
in a
Ooh.
place that's recorded. So this is a hot
Be careful.
like
Be careful.
prime info for you to have. But a lot of my usernames on a lot of stuff is like Canadian Pat 493.
Okay.
And that was when there was only 493 Pokemon at the time, which is like it started with my first YouTube channel that was like big theater kid energy was Sweeney T493, but I'm like, I should do a little bit more personal
Damn
branding.
nerd. You nerd.
Sweeney
But
T.
it's just the same thing with anyone who's an anime fan who's like watching One Piece, where it's like I was a fan for a while, but then at some point it outgrew any possible chance that my brain could intake
yeah.
401 Cricket He or like
We're almost there. We're almost to the 4. Yeah, we're knee deep in the Pokemon lore right now.
because
So.
they're at like 900 something.
I want to
with-
say they've gotten to 1,000, but you might be right. It could be just under 1,000.
It's
Name
just
them all. Go.
Pikachu, Pikachu, Pikachu,
Yeah.
Pikachu, Pikachu. It's like
Hey, listen.
90s kids know.
Cody and I, we've been popping off on TikTok when it comes to Pokemon stuff. So if there's anything Pokemon related that you guys want to talk about that we can go off of, can you?
Do we have
what's
6
your,
hours?
I mean, well, what's the extent of your knowledge when it comes to Pokemon?
It's just like
Gen 1.
Gen 1 to probably Gen 3.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Playing, I think Black and White 2
Yeah,
was
okay.
the last generation that I was,
Okay,
the kid on the bus with
Sure.
Game Boy to Game Boy Advance to
Yeah.
Game Boy Advance SP to DS to 3DS.
3DS. Remember that shit?
Whoa.
Remember that
Yeah.
gimmick?
Gosh.
Yeah.
It
That
worked.
was- you
but
didn't need
it
glasses
hurt.
for that, right?
No,
No.
it was like you put up a little lever and then you're like, oh, my eyes hurt.
Whoa.
It was everyone collectively, as a nation, going, "Oh, neat," and then turning it off and never using it again.
Yeah,
but being
pretty
like,
much.
"That's a technology."
That's cool.
Moving on.
Once in a while, I'll be like, yeah, that's cool. I do it for like 5 minutes and I'm like, yeah, my brain hurts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move on.
But I am waiting for that next Pokemon game that truly, like the Scarlet and Violet, like the ones
was
where
fun.
it is
I liked
open
it.
world.
Yeah.
But now they have the Arceus
Legends Arceus.
and the new
Yeah.
Legends coming out. I'm
Yeah.
like,
good.
I'm not there yet,
Ah.
but I'm like so close to being like that teenage version of me that just gotta catch them all. Is ready to catch them all again.
Play Legends
Completion.
Arceus because that's I think that's out of all of them is my favorite one that they've released in a minute because it's brand new. It's not your typical like you're going to each gym and collecting badges.
And that's not turn-based. That's actually like in real time.
A
you're,
little
like,
bit,
playing
yeah.
Pokemon.
They even did
So-
that with Scarlet and Violet, where you can actually throw your Pokemon out and not go into a traditional battle. That you can just have them battle and then just keep going.
So you give me this
Just
info,
dip
and I
out.
feel like such an old
It's-
man
oh,
at this
I
point.
know.
I'm just you can
It's so cool though.
catch more new Pokemon, and it's
Mhm.
just Gen Z. It's just very
It's
mad at
good.
me.
Alex, what about you? What's your Pokemon?
Oh gosh, I think I stopped at gold. That was the last one I did.
that's Gen
So
2,
I was
pal.
like,
I
yeah,
was a silver boy myself.
silver boy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was gold and red. That was my.
Okay.
That was
What
my
was your
OGs.
starters?
I
I was a Squirtle boy. Mhm.
I was Charmander. That's a
Of
little.
course.
That's a little one.
That's like the bro thing to do. Yeah, I fucking love Charmander. Charizard. You a Charmander as
I
well?
was a Charmander as well.
Let's
But
go.
you know,
let's go.
Totodile for Johto. So
yes.
we did a
Totodile.
Pokemon Johto. Do 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 do.
Who's the little leaf one? The leaf starter for gold.
Chikorita.
Chikorita.
I think that
Yeah.
was my. That was my person.
Okay, that's your
That was
Pokemon.
That was my Pokemon.
Pokemon. No, yeah, Totodile Fox. Totodile might be one of my favorite starters. Yeah.
Just one of those guys where it's like you start so cute and then become badass, and you're like, do I have that evolution in me? And I'm still a
Never.
Totodile.
No.
I'm
You know what's
still a
actually really
Totodile.
funny though is I've always kind of had because I think when you evolve your first Pokemon, like the very first one you ever get, they evolve pretty early on. It's
Yeah.
like at 16 or 17 is when they first evolve. I think it varies, but we always people always debate of who's the best starter, you know, who's the GOAT or whatever. You're never really sticking with them for that long. You evolve them almost immediately, and then you're stuck with the second stage, Wartortle, Charmeleon, you know, whoever it might be, Ivysaur if you're weird. No, I'm kidding.
You're getting to a real existential question of
That's-
when they evolve.
Yeah,
is their
that's-
soul different, or
Yeah,
are they the same one?
That's my
Like,
thing. It's like we talk about so much how much we love these starters, and we're not even really with them that long. And like, you can stop the evolution from happening.
Yeah.
You
Right.
absolutely can, but we never do.
Well, that's where you watch the TV show and you're like, it's such a.
You can never.
Draco's looking at me like,
Jacob-
what's your problem?
He's
Why are you
like,
so mad about
you're
stuff?
not a septile guy, like, which
Septile's
is third
pretty cool.
generation. I
Are
should.
you hungry? You gotta
This
eat.
boy's
You
hungry.
haven't eaten.
Handsome boy.
He's just distracted.
He shed
He'll
all these
eat.
calories, and now he's just like
no, he's
needs
shedding
his-
all the hair that's on that seat. Sorry.
Ooh, it's
Yeah.
warm. It's
Yeah.
comfy.
So, anyways, bring back the starters. Don't evolve. That's what I'm saying. Don't evolve your starters. Keep them as is.
Also, shout out to Special Yellow Edition for the Game Boy,
Oh,
where they
Yellow.
give you Pikachu to start.
Then you
with.
can get all three of the starters as well.
Oh,
That's-
is that the
yeah.
one where the Pikachu follows you
Yes.
around?
Yeah.
And it's in color. So it's that
Yeah.
first, like, it's just the most genius marketing of, yeah, you can get most of the Pokemon in this version, but
Yeah.
if you want all of
All
them,
of
where the
them.
catch line is gotta catch them all,
Yeah.
buy another one. It has been 10 minutes yet.
Yeah.
freakers.
9:15. Oh wait, has I been? No, that's actually.
I'll be
Never
sponsor
mind.
friendly.
I can't see over there. No, but yeah, no yellow fucks. I said it, so it's all good. I think I said Totodile fucks. I said one of them fucks.
Yeah.
No, they all fuck. Pokemon fuck.
We're sponsor friendly.
Yeah.
Is there a Pokemon one for the Switch? Is that like, is that the Legends one you were talking about? or is
Legends?
that,
Yeah,
like,
there's been
the
a few now.
turn-based?
There was Let's Go Pikachu. There's a Diamond Pearl remake.
There was
Scarlet,
Violet, Sapphire, or Violet, Scarlet,
Scarlet, and
but
then
then there was one before that.
it was shit. Yeah, which one is that?
It's just looking at a dial of colors, and it's like they chose
Yeah.
two that were on
God damn it!
there.
What was the other one? Yeah, that one was okay. I don't know.
I'm really ashamed I don't
There's
know
a few
this.
of them. There's quite a
Yeah.
few of them. Yeah, but now we got the Switch 2,
Switch 2?
which is like a bajillion dollars.
Yeah, I heard. I went to a GameStop just randomly that was near my work, and I was just like, "Hey, what's the price going to be like?" And he was like, "I don't know, but I bought
Yeah.
one in Japan because I used to live there,
Oh,
and I
shit,
can
there you
read
go.
it in Japanese." So he bought it for
Oh.
like cheap.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So I was
What
like,
an
maybe I should learn
Yeah.
Japanese
Well,
just to get a Switch 2.
just for, I'll bring it back again because we are pre-recording this. By the time that this episode comes out, tariffs could have fully kicked it. I don't know.
Could
I
be
might have to-
$2,000.
I might have to sell
I
this
don't know.
podcast equipment because there's a lot of stuff in here probably made in China.
yeah.
Just saying. We don't think about that. But I didn't think
Was
he
I?
would. But anyways. Who knows what could change from here and then. We're fresh off of some really stupid shit in the world right now. Like Photoshop. You know, trying to figure out the difference of what's a real image and what's photoshopped. So by the
That
time this comes out, it's gonna be so
is
dated. He's
old
gonna
news.
talk about another thing that's really stupid. But anyways.
What a
Patrick,
beautiful timeline we live in. Yeah, Christian, what's
Patrick,
up?
you're here.
What's up?
You are here. This is your first time on the show.
Yeah.
Welcome. What's your podcasting experience? You ever been on one? You ever fuck with that shit?
A couple times, and for the kids out there, I don't recommend it. It is it is a addictive drug that once you start getting into, it affects your social life, your family life. You really like if you're gonna introduce yourself into that energy, like
Just don't do it, man.
I kind of got you to blame, and I got a lot of folks in your circles to blame for getting into, podcasting and the internet culture. But was one of the fan goobers watching Schmoes Know when I was younger and all the YouTube.
Schmoes Know?
Schmoes Know. Schmoes also know.
Gotta put that in the brain.
We're going to have a tally of just...
It's not s'mores, no. It's not a cooking show.
Let me get a second take. The Schmoes Know.
This is what it was like working on Scare Tag. Like, Patrick, just do it again, but better.
But better.
Just better.
Take 87.
Alex never acts, and he's out acting you right now. He's out acting.
Literally, like in a bathtub, was out acting.
Yeah. This is a Scare Tag reunion. All four of us here. Draco was on set too. Yeah, he's right behind your head. Look, you are right there, sir.
Which way am I leaving?
Give me that look. Give me the look. Anyways. You do it. Anyways. Yeah. Okay.
I can do the Alex look though.
Yeah.
And then my concern.
The fuck you looking at? No one's touching my head.
But just was a fan of, YouTube movie folks, in the small town outside of Rochester where I live, and I would call in every week and be the annoying, hey, Patrick Hogue here.
Yeah.
And
Hoagie. Yeah.
Flew out to LA and lived there for 4 years, and then got to know you guys and got to meet other people that were podcasters, and actually got to sit on this side of the microphone and realize, oh, this is hard. This is actually, there's a real pressure to being entertaining and having that fear of, God, anything I say is recorded forever and anyone could use it against me. And it is that taking those skills, and actually it does help transfer to kind of social interactions in my life, because you do hear the rhythms of conversations, but nothing really prepares you to sit down and talk about Pokemon like unironically for 10 minutes.
Just comes naturally at this point.
You just got to jump in. You just got to like feel it out and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a weird thing because, I look back on it. I think because Cody and I will be, our 400th episode was just last week, and then next year I think it'll be 6 years since we've been doing this show. But I think I've been podcasting since 2013, so it's already been over a decade. So it and back then it just felt like a different time of what podcasting was to what it is now. Now I'll see stuff on TikTok when idiots are talking on a podcast about something completely ridiculous, and the first comment is, wow, podcasting equipment should really be much more expensive to get. And I'm like, you know what? I agree with you. And I should be part of that group as well.
There should be a more gilded gate that is shut for people to come through to this holy industry.
I always say that the process of starting a podcast should be like trying to get a gun. You have to go through a process. You have to register. You have to have a background check. You got to list
40 hours of community service.
Do something. List off the podcasts you listen to. If you put Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, Joe Rogan on there, I don't know if we should. But then, you know what? That's suppressing free speech, and we don't do that. Nor do we do free speech either. We don't do that.
Schmoz, noz.
No.
I don't know.
No.
Not promoting, but repressing. That's the other word.
Yeah.
Free speech.
You're here to promote.
Yeah. But also, repressing free speech is kind of in right now.
It's pretty cool.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think we should jump on this bandwagon.
It's pretty damn cool. I don't know. You know what? Shut the fuck up. That's what Trump should have been like. Just shut the fuck up.
In that stupid ass interview. Christian,
Cody.
did you
Alex.
were you able to find, have you ever listened to Patrick's old Schmoes call-ins? Were you?
I haven't gone back. Okay. No, not in a minute.
They're out there.
I don't even know if those episodes are up anymore. I think all the old episodes are archived.
It's thinking that nothing exists on the internet is always, I found, a very dangerous endeavor, because they have stuff like the Wayback Machine, which can pull up old web pages. So people could find it, but it's that and a lot of YouTube podcasts I recorded with my buddy PJ Campbell that we knew. We had a podcast for a while when I lived out here, and it's one of those, everybody has the catalog in the closet of stuff of I got here, I have experience, I have practice, it's out there.
Okay, yeah.
I just don't use that as an example of my qualifications today.
Sure,
but
that's fair. Yeah,
I'm always older stuff, especially 400 episodes. I think there's kind of a beauty to have the first couple available for people who are interested and want to get into it to see the road that takes.
I wouldn't recommend it because I didn't care for myself back then. I don't care for myself in general, but back then especially, I did not really partake on who Christian Ruvalcaba was back then. But yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it too. Is part of me wishes like, should we take some of those down? As I just don't really like it. I think my viewpoint and perspective is, but then I look back, I was like, well, I was in my 20s. I was a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
I didn't know
we're all
any
stupid.
better, and I always talk about this with non-podcast friends or just people that aren't like in the space. And I was like, God, I am so glad we didn't have access to this stuff when we were in middle school.
Oh no.
Because that would have been terrible. Just saying the worst things imaginable. And really not even for the sake of just saying those things to be mean, but it's just like, that's just how everyone spoke, you know? And as you get older, you realize, oh wow, that was just really stupid of you to do.
There was a definitive transition in my life where I realized, like, oh, thank God I did not get famous or did not get like any notoriety before a certain point, because I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. and I still don't. I'm still, stumbling through life and guessing the whole way. But now I'm like, I don't know. There is that thing where you look back to your previous self, even a day or a month ago, and you're like, what were you thinking? Like, what? Because you went through it and now you do. But like, there are those moments where, I want to put my opinion out there because other people are doing it and not thinking one step past of like, do you believe that? Like, what is your mentality? It's, I don't know. Like, that's where kids nowadays that have TikTok and the internet, and it's like to sound like the old man of kids nowadays, but
I mean, I think that was definitely my mentality. I wanted to get my thoughts out there, but what could I, like, how could I give my thoughts, but also, be funny or out there? Like, what's like a hot take that's just like, oh, that sounds really weird. And now, it's like, I'm going to think twice before I do I really care that much to go off on something or to go off a tangent on anything? And myself 10 years ago did not think, just spoke the first thing.
Yeah, that's fair. I have a lot of music that I like put on MySpace way back in 05, 06, and I'm like, I really want to just hear what I had to, had to say, because like all those files are like on a very old computer that got lost in, just throwing things away from the house, and so I'm sure like it's out there, but I just not sure if I want to revisit those.
Sure.
But it would just be cool to be like, oh, this is how much I grew, and I don't know if I want that out there still.
I was
so
racist back then.
Oh no.
I wouldn't say that. Don't mind me. I'm doing something up here. I think like when it comes to like podcasting, looking back at all the old episodes, I'm like, I mean, I think all those are up on the Collider channels. So I have them all like as backup because I'm surprised that some of those are still up. I'm surprised they didn't like take them all down, making all that money off of us. But it's not a lot of money. But when it comes to like short films or some sketches and stuff, there's definitely, I think, like a sketch or two that I probably did back in the day that I'm fine with not being around. Not even so much like if it's problematic. I definitely not that. Just like, that just wasn't very good. But on the other hand, it's like, oh, well, that's where I was or at least that's where we were at that time, especially like our short films. Like Cody and I always talk about our very first short film, or at least I always bring it up, and he never wants it to be talked about because it's not good. But I maybe he would agree with me in the sense that that's where we were in that place and time, and it might not be good, but like look where we've come since then. Not to say that we're like great or anything.
No, you guys are great.
No,
yeah. Amazing,
Great.
amazing.
But I think as we know that the internet is a place where everybody comes to everything with fully formed context and seeing both sides and not rushing to opinions and like just posting what they think. My belief is just having that in comparison to the newer stuff makes the newer stuff kind of have more of that impressiveness in terms of, you can see the trajectory of like, and it's also for the purpose of having a democracy of the internet. Is that a controversial word now? Democracy?
It's probably going to be banned at some point.
Get it, guys. Canadian here saying the truth.
What's it like up there? Anyways, no.
Sorry.
I don't want to.
It's the Mind Palace.
I mean, the enemy. up north.
Take me down and do it live, make it content, as long as I get a profit of it. Like, again, I'm here to go with your flow. So even if it is my blood flowing, like, that was a good bit. I mean, but it is the democracy of the internet for us to be able to have YouTube and provide, you know, our experience and to kind of, you know, like we're interested in filmmaking, and I think it's really important to look at your idols and kind of track their history and track, and you know, they didn't have YouTube, but they do have, you know, Scorsese, Spielberg, all like the big names have their closet of stuff that either didn't get released or did, and they've done everything in their power to bury it. And now we're all just kind of, you know, grind set mindset, like, no, you see the warts and all, and we have our unlisted videos and our privatized videos where it's like, okay, not all the warts need to be seen, but I don't know. I feel like we're in the collective understanding with everybody that we're all trying stuff, and like to see the progression is more important than to see like the quality of something of just, you know, persistence and like, still working on stuff.
And it's also a nice kind of looking back to at old stuff, whether it's a short or if it's a song. Like how you just structure things, how you like, oh, why did I do that that way? You know, why did I chose that tone? Why did I chose that specific instrument, that vocal range? You know, why did I cut there? That looks stupid. Why did I write that? Yeah, it's also just nostalgia. Just like, oh wow, I remember filming that. I remember recording that. That was really fun. Like, I think back putting it together when we did Teddy. When you basically did the music live, as we were watching playback, like that's one of my favorite memories that we've had, because like, oh cool, this is like we're like doing this right here, right now. That's really fun. Or like doing sound effects for Don and having him eat his food and just having a mic in front of there and then him burping and it making it. I'm like, yeah, you know, like I remember that shit the most. That stuff's really fun. I never want to like dread on the past.
Christian, that was really weird. Why did you put so much emphasis on that word specifically?
Because I read a book the other day, and you have a movie coming out called Dread. It's not coming out yet. You got to make it first.
That's the plan for it.
You're
to come
making a
out.
film. You're making a film. Why? Why are you doing this to yourself?
Money. I just really want to make a lot of money.
Okay.
It seems like this is a good industry.
I always tell Cody,
into.
let's just do that right-wing grift. Make a couple mil and then just retire.
Listen, I'm ready to take everything in that I can and skip town, and no one will find me.
No one will.
Z Watson Aho or bust.
Hey. So yeah, you are making a film.
Making the debut feature film.
Hell yeah.
I'm doing my first kind of marketing campaign. Right now, we're officially, depending on the launch of this, we have our little kind of first promotional image designed by my friend Lauren Janine Mays. She's my concept artist and designer of most of my posters for my short films. But
I might reach out next one. Shit.
This is the poster that we've been working on for a couple months.
What do you think?
Eat it.
Okay. What kind of material is this? He's allergic to.
It's a matte finish from Staples.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
There's a little bit more sturdiness than your classic.
You selfish son of a bitch. You got to be the writer, director. I got to be on the poster.
Just got to be spitting hot truths and. But
absolutely dreadful.
Have been, living in both. I heard that.
Yeah.
And that was really good.
Judge Dredd.
Yeah, is he showing up?
I am the law.
Is he showing up in this? The judge.
Stallone or the character of
Either
Judge
one.
Dredd?
Yeah.
A little tease for the show I recorded yesterday. Both Judge Dredd and Batman are going to be showing up in this movie. How? I don't know. Legally, I also don't know. But I'm going to give it a shot.
By the time it comes out, it'll be in the public domain.
Yeah,
right?
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, what a true reality that could be just in terms of delays. But
hey.
no,
So yeah, you're making this film. So right now you doing what's the name of the campaign? It's
Seed and Spark.
Seed and Spark.
There's Kickstarter, there's Indiegogo, but Seed and Spark is specifically for filmmakers.
Oh, cool.
It's kind of a newer platform crowdfunding. We're launching next Monday, which is May 5th, but this will release in conjunction.
So it's out now.
So
there's
a link in the description. The poster you just saw.
Buy.
Like, we'll have a QR code and everything that should be easy to share and get out there. And, you know, my plan is on Monday, once it's released, to have 100 of those printed with the QR code. And if you're in LA or the New York area, I'll be hustling to throw them up in every cafe and every bar and just
hell yeah,
be my own grind set mindset for it. But doing everything we can right now to, you know, for years I've made short films and like this will all be listed. We produced a video on our Seed and Spark page that will kind of detail what the film is, what my history is, and what my experience is. But like should be a pretty cohesive 4.5 minute of like, this is what it is. This is how you would help us. Everything that goes into crowdfunding. But yeah, no, just throughout the years, like really, like I'm a kid who loves movies and just kind of followed that mindset and moved out to LA after film school where I produced a couple films and then met you guys and then moved to New York during COVID to be closer to family, but been pursuing the same things out there. And then, you know, we've collaborated on Scare Tag and like just kind of going throughout life, building the experience, building the portfolio and just getting all the contacts together. And it's kind of in this very chill year where it's pretty easy for any of us to do anything.
Very easy.
Especially travel
and
communicate and speak out loud in
make a
public.
film.
Yeah. But no, it just have been writing scripts for years and really all with the intention of like would love to, you know, direct and write and have that vision of what we're all kind of aspiring to do, which is get a film in theaters that people see and make enough money where you can just keep doing that.
Yeah.
And then this one just kind of hit me in terms of this is a film with the constraints of like writing it to what I have. All my friends are a part of it. And I've been keeping you up to date and keeping you up to date of kind of in January started reaching out to everybody of I got an idea. I think I got the idea that I can do at my scale. I can do with my resources and trying to approach like what's the way to get the funding for that and like going down the investor route and kind of speaking to enough friends who have done this before or have made their own feature film that they're like, if you can do it on your own, if you can be all inclusive and get the money yourself and Seed and Spark kind of doing more research into it, that is a platform for filmmakers. And that is, you know, what we're talking about in terms of the democratization speech.
Maybe we should defund the Department of Education. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it sounds like a good idea.
It's
now.
not working. If this is our next step.
Can't even speak on this thing.
the democracy that YouTube and the internet and kind of every story you hear about people that funded their first film back in the day, the Robert Rodriguez's, you know, like the money went into film. The money went into something that is no longer kind of we have iPhones. We have 4K like capabilities and God willing, we're going to shoot this on something better than iPhone, but have been working in the industry, have been, you know, freelancing from PA to production coordinator to acting and now it's all right, cash in the experience points, raise the money ourselves and then come here and talk to my friends who are also interested in filmmaking and give it a shot. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks.
Okay. This is fun.
Doors right there.
Why does this feel so hollow? Why do I feel so empty?
You can just go. That's it. Link in the description. Thanks. Make sure you guys subscribe.
Farewell.
All right.
Bye.
Hey. Yeah, go ahead. All right.
Thanks for the coffee.
We'll see you guys. Audio only listeners would be very confused for at least 2 seconds. That would have been hilarious. No, but on the real, bit over. No, it's very exciting, especially at a time now when, I guess the film industry in general is still in a very weird state where it's still like post COVID, post multiple strikes. You know, it's at a very weird time where how many actual independent films are going to be in theaters, not even just for a weekend, but for more than one. Sinners had come out and it was such a huge success. It was a big moment. It's a fairly decent sized budget film, but it is an original film, and there was a lot of the deal that Ryan Coogler had made on that thing. It's very important to do, and it spoke a lot to that film. But to have people in Hollywood saying oh, this could ruin the industry, and it's you know, what hasn't already? Like the industry itself has been all over the place. Like
if we're looking for a stable time,
right,
we're going to be waiting for forever.
Exactly. And you know, I think people always talk about how we don't see enough independent films. I think they're always there. You just have to find them. But like true independent films, like movies that are made for $1 million, or I mean, Dread's not gonna be made for $1 million, but
unless,
I mean, yeah, but you know, like, it's a lot harder nowadays. Well, okay, it's twofold. Like, it's a lot harder to probably get your film into theaters, but theoretically, it's easier to make a movie now. Theoretically. Now, that's easier said than done. Filmmakers always say you pull out your phone, you can just film it right then and there. But there's a lot more to that. That doesn't necessarily mean that your movie's going to be great or if it's going to go anywhere, you know. But the fact that you're putting in the effort and you're putting together a team, or you've put together a team of people you've worked with and built up that portfolio, is very encouraging and very inspiring, especially when everyone is on board with it and they are all striving towards the same goal. And when the conversations you and I have had about this project, the thing that has got me excited, and not even just like the concept of the film or anything, which we can talk about in a second, but is the fact that you are taking a lot of people that you've worked with who are indie filmmakers, and like that's what it is right there. That's what it's all about, you know. Like we hear the stories about like the Racka Racka guys making a movie for themselves. Those are guys with like an established fan base that have been doing something for years. You know, they've built a following. They've been able to pay for it themselves because of that platform, and they've been able to do it. And you know, not everybody has that luxury or has that luck, or you know.
And that film was really supported by Australian grants. And a lot of, you know,
there's that too. And like when you're trying to do it here in the States, I mean, you're out here, you're out in New York. And if trying to do anything in LA now is super fucking expensive. I know that's been a big conversation as of late too. But the fact that you're going out and doing it and trying to just make it work is great. And I think, you know, like, I don't know what other way there is for people to have those chances as other than being a Nepo baby, or you know what I mean, like, or getting that, or just getting incredibly lucky. Because I do want to have a conversation eventually about kind of the festival system, because I think it is very interesting. But having you here, coming out here to LA to talk with friends, just to help promote it, is really great. And I do hope it succeeds, because you know, like Chris Stuckman just last year, and his campaign went so well, and that movie coming out very soon, like. It gives me hope. Again, that's someone who's worked very hard and has had a platform. But I guess if I'm able to relate the two, like, you don't necessarily. I mean, you have a YouTube channel. We should subscribe to his YouTube channel. But you know, you don't typically go off and do YouTube content on the regular.
Yeah.
You know, but you, like you've said, you have built up a portfolio. Mm-hmm. So in my eyes, I see it as the same thing. Yeah, you don't like. I don't necessarily think everyone who's going to make a film needs to have millions of subscribers or a huge following. If people believe in the project, then they will come forward with it and help make it come true. And I hope that is the same for this one. So,
first off, thank you. In an attempt to be sincere,
top of the dome. It is an attempt to be sincere. Did I mean it?
Regardless, I believed it, and at the end, that is the magic of filmmaking.
They say acting's hard. It's so fucking easy.
It's just
it's so easy.
He was crying.
Yeah,
but it is. I'm only able to be here. I'm only able to like have the confidence I do to believe in the film and to believe that with the resources that we're looking to get, and you know the contributions. It's because of the community that I have built over the past decade, and it's. You see a lot of people entering filmmaking or entering the film industry kind of backwards in terms of the result they want to get out of it versus the passion that kind of brings you into it.
Sure.
But it is kind of with this film, me finally understanding of, it's a market. It's a business market. And it is you creating a product that is in comparison to the other products, and it will do well based on your instincts and based on what you're bringing to it. And at the end of the day, all of the work, everything, all the ambitions that you have of theatrical distributions or just releasing it online comes down to, do people connect with your film?
Sure.
And I'm starting from a place of like, I'm just grateful to be able to make a film. I'm just grateful to be here. And it's so kind of whatever the route is to get there, but then it is, you will, like, in all the research I've done and in every interview I've listened to and every like podcast you listen to about filmmaking, there are so many people that say this is the way to do it, this is your way in, and so many of those are contradictory. But you just, and so it's all context based, and it's like, I don't have the YouTube channel, but like I am ingratiated in those communities. Like at the end of the day, like a filmmaker is a filmmaker, regardless of where they come from and what they have. And so it is the kind of, you know, being very transparent about it. This is me calling in the favor, but doing it in a way that's...
It's the only one you're getting, by the way.
Hey,
that is...
After this, again,
wasted it.
Z Watts
you
and
could have been
Naho.
like, I want $500,000. I was like, yeah, done.
As long
you
as-
should have asked that first.
As long as the check clears, that's all I care about.
I don't know.
No.
I don't even think I have a check. You take Venmo.
I'll show you. Yes,
Oh, okay.
guys, this is working.
Venmo.
Yo,
there it
there you
is. Boom. But yeah.
But it is the all of it comes down to is this is a business investment in a lot of ways, and the sterilization of talking about, you know, something that we care about so much in terms of art, in terms of, you know, what inspired us, but also speaking to investors. They don't care how good the script is. They don't care. They care about, am I going to get my money back? Am I going to make more of it? And it's finally at that place where this is possible. Too many people have been doing it for it not to be, you know, a road that you can go down no matter what position you're at. It is just the fear of looking at it sterile and looking at it as a business venture. But it's, I don't know, like everything you hear is if you want to make films, you just have to start doing it. And whether it's through all the short films I've done, this is that next leap of, I've always wanted to be a feature filmmaker, and I've been talking about it forever, and just having the realization of, oh, no one's going to give it to you.
There's no point of waiting around. It's not just gonna magically, as much as we probably hope and dream, like, oh yeah, you know, if I have something out there, someone will see it.
Someone will see my genius
and be like, you know what, let's give you an opportunity to do something here. No, you have to go and do it yourself, and that's exactly what you're doing right now.
And it's when you hear all the advice of people going like, no, you got to have the endurance. You're going to hear a lot of no's. You got to believe in yourself, and you have to be the one that's the champion. Finally having an experience where I can take that advice and compare it to my experience. People think it is doors being slammed in your face. It's like immediate rejection. It's like, no, it's so much more complicated, because the second money gets involved, the second it's an investment, it's like there are different priorities that people have. And I'm learning to kind of grow, and I'm learning how to present it. And, you know, we talk for a living. We talk, and a director is supposed to be a communicator. And so
that's what I do.
Hey, man.
Hell yeah.
And so being here,
And you're great at it. You are very great at it, Christian.
I cried
Can't
because
see the sniper on the other side of the camera right now.
he gets you there. It doesn't matter how, he gets you there, whether through force or through force.
You don't have to say force. You just keep talking.
Through negotiations and tactics,
or just good directing.
Geneva Conventions. But it is, I don't know, like that's what we're talking about. If you're waiting for a stable time to start pursuing something like this, you know, it's my first time taking on a project this big, so I'm gonna mess things up, but I won't know until I try it. So I'm here. I produced a video, produced the campaign page that's gonna launch Monday, and I'm chatting with you and getting the help that I can, and that's the best I can do. And at some point, I can sit back and say I gave it a real shot, and I'm not gonna stop. But yeah, there's a real kind of objectivity to starting something, but it does come down to the film and the content and believing in an idea. And you never know when you're ready for your story to come out. You just it's all instincts. People trust in their instincts, and I don't know.
I don't think. I mean, you can be as ready as you can be. Like, obviously, if you're going into a feature film, having never direct anything or done any sort of that's like related to it.
Good luck.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that might be a little bit different, but you know, the practice is the filmmaking, the writing, and I guess the more you do that, the more, you know, ready you will be. But even then, it doesn't mean you're going to be ready for it, because it's a completely different animal.
And you learn that no matter how many lights nor how much gear you have, it all comes down to just, do you believe the people that are in front of the camera?
Right.
And like, you've seen films that are shot on a potato that like have Oscar-worthy performances, and
me and Cody's first short film,
an Oscar-worthy performance.
It's on a potato. Yeah.
And it's, you know, and look, now we're working with Black Magics, and just seeing that progression it's possible. But it is the film school, and then like being in the industry and like grinding. The priority of, I need the tech. I need the gear. I need, instead of refining of, no, at the end of the day, it is just the movie. And what is the movie you're getting? It is two people in a room trying to be believable with the emotions. And all you need is once you realize how it's done, you realize truly what you need.
Right.
And for this one, like, we'll get into specifics, but this film that I wrote, it's 4 locations. It's me acting in it with all my friends who I've directed before. And it's at that point, what's the excuse?
Yeah.
Like, you know, gear, expenses, but then that's what this is for. And
yeah,
I don't know, like the priorities are set in terms of don't compare yourself to the other films being made. Don't compare yourself to the market. Just do the best you can with what you have. And
yeah. Well, tell us what you have. Give us the pitch. What is the Dread about?
The Dread is about the kind of.
I didn't mean for that to be a Canadian thing. It just kind of happened.
But it hit my heart, and I feel really seen right now. But to give the kind of sterile log line, it is the Dread is about a young man who turns to a sinister time travel ritual in order to prevent a traumatic moment in his life he knows as the Dread. But as he completes the ritual, he starts to learn he might be a little bit more responsible for this dread than he previously believed. And the example I use in the video is It's a Wonderful Life, like this person reflecting on their past, mixed with Evil Dead 2, blood, and a cabin. And for me, that synthesis of hopeful horror, where I love A24, nihilistic. Turns out the foot was the villain the whole time. That's representative of, you know, Dante's Inferno. And let's break down on Reddit what that could mean. Yeah. And then on the opposite end, I love Friday the 13th and like slasher movies, rubber, like just a tire just kills people. Like, but there is that middle ground that I do feel that it's so easy to become nihilistic with horror, and it's so easy to kind of have like that, just like give in to the lust that comes from seeing violence and seeing blood. But I do feel there's such like a missed kind of section of, if you're going to have a character go through all that suffering and go through what admittedly is fun for us, but bad for them, I feel like it's more accomplishing to have kind of, you know, them overcome it and have like a message and have something. And for me, I'm a pretty optimistic guy. I try to, you know, in this pursuing this film and pursuing this goal, in spite of what this year has been and everything going on, has been kind of the example I'm looking at of, in spite of everything, you have to do your best to be as positive as possible.
In spite of everything you've done for them,
they'll still hate you.
Yeah. That's right, Spider-Man.
To fall. To give, I can't jump into it as well as that you can.
I don't know.
Choose. Spider-Man. But
back to formula.
For me, it's just, it comes to what is a film I've always wanted to see, and like this is the kind of first example of that, of just a horror movie that kind of has a real empathy for the characters that are suffering in it. But then the suffering is, it's a blood ritual, it's time travel, it's very like, ideally the script is 104 pages. If I could make this an 89-minute to 95-minute movie that is in, out, and like not wasting.
Dog. Hard friggin'. What was Skinamarink? Wasn't Skinamarink pretty short?
Yeah, but a movie that
it's just like a shot on a corner the entire time.
It's true.
In a house.
Like the presentation of that film, of just the deliberate pace, is what the content of that is. And the way that they shoot someone walking down a hallway is literally just the top of their forehead going down. And I've never been more unsettled with the film as I've been bored. And that is not a movie to watch during the day in the light.
I bring that up in terms of like length of a film. Like what was the one that came out during COVID? The Zoom call one. Host? Dead Host or something like that, right? It was like 60 minutes that came out on Shudder.
In and out. That was perfect.
I didn't know that one. I know there's like Unfriended and like the ones that are shot through.
Yeah. This one, I think they literally shot it during COVID, and it's kind of about that. Like they're all friends that hop on a call together, and like spooky shit starts happening. And it's 60 minutes long. It's very short. Yeah.
Like a movie can be anything.
A movie can literally be anything. Well, I mean, it should be 90 minutes.
There are some guidelines.
I'm going to put the standard there. That's not a movie. No, there was a shit, I forget the YouTuber's name, but they came out with their own film. I think it's only like 50 minutes. Maybe it's a little bit longer. They're a sketch duo that did like a found footage movie that's actually really, really well done. I'll look up the name and try to bring it up. But yeah, it's literally like, it could be anything.
Yeah, what's like one thing you're like really excited for this shoot, like in terms of maybe like behind the scenes of like I want to get this shot done. It's gonna look really cool. Like who are you looking to work with and like collaborate with the most? Because obviously, like, you know, we love collaborating as we all have done before. And so, like, what are you looking forward to for this?
It's mainly for me, like I'm willing to adapt to any style in terms of like shaky cam, handheld, like more composed, like dolly shots. My whole goal visually with this film is to shoot the whole thing on a steady cam. And really, for me, this is the first time I've ever wanted to approach a film with not too stringent of a storyboard, not too stringent of a shot list. Really, it's mostly out of constraints of what I can do. People in rooms talking, you know, about drama, and it's a time travel story, so it's really about making sure that the emotionality is tracking throughout the whole thing of we're jumping to different periods of this person's life.
Right.
They're going on a very linear journey, but everyone else is out of context. And for me, that's where the fun of, if we trust our instincts and we trust like that we've been on sets before and we know that we're, you know, that by the end of the day we will have shot the scene. Let's figure it out. Let's get in. Me working with the same actors I've worked with before. Let's say, oh, this is 3 years earlier. What has changed? Like, you know, having these conversations leading up to it, but on the day, like, okay, let's block it out a little bit. I have an idea, but it's truly just trying to be as egoless as possible and go in and have it be the accumulation of ideas of, let's just make it organically. Let's make it based on instincts and trusting that I'm bringing people together that are on the same page thematically and story-wise or what we're doing, and trusting, you know, our instincts. And so it is that kind of discoverability that I'm excited for, where it's not just the stringent, we got the wide, we got the over, we got the other over, but really, like, the amount of times I am on set and I see someone with a steady cam that can just like get a shot that is not possible. It happens to all of us, man. I have a doctor who has a prescription. Like, I can hook you up, whatever
Just
you
keep
need.
talking. Just keep talking.
But it's the, I don't know. For me, I have an idea of a framing in my head, but then past that, I just really trust my DP to like fill it in and go, thank goodness I have a talented person that I'm with, and just
that's the thing. I think the more that Cody and I have been doing this and working with other people, because it started off with just like me and him and one person holding a camera and just kind of figuring out, and then the more people we meet, the more we can trust them to do their thing, and I don't even have to worry about them or stand over their shoulder and be like, you know, do it this way, you know, like we're always inviting like new ideas, and in the collaboration aspect of just it in general is what excites me the most, is what specific people in their expertise can bring to help make this thing better. Because it may start with a script, but that doesn't mean it's going to be good. You know, it doesn't mean, or at least not it's going to be good, doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to come to life the way that you think it's going to, but it's the other people that you bring along that can help elevate that to be something different, especially working with actors and dialogue or a specific, like, you know, if an actor is really honed in on their character and they know that character very well, and they can be like, you know, I think this person would do this in this instance, like, let's do that instead. Let's try that out and see where it works, because you know, I'm sure some directors can be like, no, this is my vision, this is what I want it to be, and that's fine if they're at that level. And you know, Tarantino can do whatever the hell he wants, but we're not all Tarantino.
Yeah, and like Elves on the Shelves, like that was like that was such a fun shoot, just obviously because it is a comedy too. Yeah. But like anytime like we tried something new and then we'd make like Brandon laugh, I was like, okay, we got something.
It's all the pomp and circumstance of once you get on set and you just feel like everyone has
vibing with
an
it,
investment in it. It's it all just distills down to that, like, ooh, we're making a movie.
Yeah,
like,
there's no better feeling, because there would be times where we'd be stressed on a set and be like, fuck, is this working? I don't know. But then you get into that groove and you get into that sort of vibe, and it's like, oh, you know what? It's working. If it's maybe we're being manipulated because we're having fun in the moment, but we're having fun in the moment, and I think that's what matters the most. And then when you're looking at it later, it's like, we can make it something different later if we need to be. But
it's the combo of, you know, like the script, if we were to execute it exactly how it was, I'd be happy. Like, that's a movie that I believe in. I do think like is something that would be my quote unquote vision.
Sure.
But it really is just like knowing that just with other people's instincts and other people's, and just being as egoless as possible to be like, what's best for the movie? Just really, I don't know. It's that potential that I'm excited for, of like, I have an idea of what it'll be, but if I just surround myself with people like who are excited in the same way that I am, but I can also show that I know how to run a set. I know how to like pay people. I know how to like have crafty. So it's like we can eat like as long as the unfun stuff is thought through, because like we've all been on sets where you like get there and you're like, oh, no food, huh? I'll be excited for this thing that I love doing, but
like every shoot for us, we're not getting nothing. Sorry.
Nah, it's next time I act for you. I can't wait for it, Christian.
Just can't do
I'm
it.
so sincere to lose 5 pounds just
Get what you get.
waiting.
It's part of the character's journey.
But it's and right now I am in the dark night of the soul.
There you go.
But it's, you know, we love doing this. Like
Yeah.
there is that just kind of that little kid in us of you see a shot that you get and it makes you think of a Spielberg movie you saw as a
Sure.
kid. And you're like, God, I'm
Yeah.
the wizard behind the curtain, but in a way that's like really cool in terms of I could be the wizard.
Yeah.
It's trying to really preserve that authenticity and that like pureness to what pureness is name of my L'Oreal brand.
PP nurse. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's very exciting, and it's inspiring me now. Like I want to go off. Let's go film something right now. Let's stop the podcast and let's go do
free.
something right now. You're free? All right, let's
free.
go
Let's
do
do
it. Yeah.
This is still coming out, right? People are gonna
We'll see. I might hold it. We'll hold it for Cody. Will review back the tape, put some time codes down, and we'll let's cut this part. Let's just cut that.
We
part.
totally talked
We
about
might just
this
cut
ahead of
this
time.
whole.
I think so.
I don't think it's working.
Yeah.
I just don't.
It feels
think
really good to me, Christian.
I don't know. I don't know.
Can we talk about Pokemon again? Like,
I
will
mean,
that
we
bring us
can.
back?
That definitely will bring us back. That's for damn sure. No, no, it's all very exciting, and I obviously hope that it all works out, and I hope people will help spread the word about it. There is a link in the description for everyone to help contribute as much as they can. We obviously know that times are tough, and even just watching this, commenting, sharing it with other people, that definitely goes a long way. And then when it comes out, go see the movie.
I
see the
will
movie.
not be quiet about it,
No.
and I will make sure to this audience and every audience I've been talking to. It's the first one where I'm fully ready to market myself,
Sure.
and now kind of understanding everyone else who has the online audiences, I can get their advice from it. But also, what if you learn not to do? It's just me trying to be a sponge in terms of what is the best foot forward, and then also being really annoying by keep posting about it and keep talking about it. And, but
You're
it's
getting the word out there. That's what matters. Yeah.
that's it. It's a mindset,
matters.
grind set.
Yeah. Well, there you go. It's gonna happen. Dread. Don't dread on this. Don't dread on me. What's it? I think there's this Metallica song called. I think it's "Don't Dread on Me." No, "Don't Tread on Me."
Yeah,
It's
that's
different.
Soon to be some
different.
marketing materials for the film coming up.
My favorite part in the script was when the character goes, "Dread this."
I
You're gonna have to,
I'm not as
rewrite
fat
it.
as you.
You're gonna have to rewrite it. Sorry.
A
pal.
whole third act I have to throw out to include a gun and a line, and
There's no gun.
Chekhov would be pissed right now.
It's Chekhov's gun.
You ever read that film book, Alex?
No, tell me more.
No, don't.
No.
I don't want to. I don't want to hear about
want you
that.
to
Not enough
surprise.
time.
So yeah, you've got that coming up. That's very exciting. When do you plan on shooting? Like dream scenario, it gets funded. Day one shoot. When you filming?
Dream scenario, basically, like we have kind of a team pretty pre-built. It's mainly, we have production designer, props master, DP, writer, director, actor, all the crew, and really, it is just once we have funding, it is locking down our locations, locking down our gear, and just securing dates. If we could shoot this July, August, and I'll be editing it, like, can't promise to have a full cut by the end of the summer.
Don't do it.
The deadline I kept giving people by January was, August 9th. That's the early submission to Sundance. That's total. And initially, so great to have a deadline. So great to have a date that structured all the months leading up to it. But to everybody that heard January, Pat, like reaching out to them being like, I got a movie and we're going to shoot in March and here we are beginning of May and didn't do that yet, to now trying to do it all encompassing and trying to do it in a way where it's, I'm on my schedule and I'm like, if we can shoot it by the end of summer and like still be a little bit moldable in terms of the schedule and have it done by October, like my composer Garrett, who we've worked with before,
Garrett is incredible.
He's already been the music for the video he did and has already been working on other pieces for it. Like we're ready to go.
Yeah.
And the goal for me is to kind of lose a little weight for it. It's a time travel story, and want to like present a little younger. Yeah, working on it.
Sorry,
it's okay. Yeah. It's okay. You'll see some peach fuzz though. It'll be great.
All right.
But no. If by the end of the year we have a film done, that's kind of. I'm happy, and whether there's a theatrical distribution in the future, like
you have it
to have a movie I can own, to come to cities and hold private screenings, to like promote, like it's I don't know, it's we are in a new field of the industry being as unstable as it is, but the internet being as democratized as it is, like
get demonetized,
and we're gonna get profitized.
Continuitized.
I'll come back, right? I'm invited again on the show.
See. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see how the polling numbers do. But yeah, it's really I'm not here to rush anything. It's any unnecessary constraints. Like if we don't need to, my goal is to present this to everybody as I am chill and I know what I'm doing. There's some things I don't, but I don't want that to be the kind of main presentation of my lack of knowledge. But if we can schedule out 16 shooting days that can fit with the 4 locations we have, and I can appropriately bring actors in and shoot them out at once. End of summer, I think I can have some behind-the-scenes stills to share with your audience to prove that I didn't go to see what to do.
Yeah. I think that's the beautiful thing about it too. Is like, sure, you definitely would aim to make that deadline, but it's not necessary.
No.
Like you could always save it for the next year as well, and really hone in and take your time on it. I think that's something that I've learned over the years is like in 2019 when we started doing a lot of short films, we did like 3 that year, and it was like, let's get these out so we can kind of get them out in like a schedule, at least give us a deadline so we're not just kind of sitting on it. And then the last 2 projects, it's like let's take our time, let's really work on it, take a few months to really just like, oh, you know what, maybe we need something else, maybe we need to change something here. And I think it works both ways. Like we've done everything from taking our time to being part of a schedule to literally doing a film in 24 hours, 48 hours. Yeah. So it varies on every single level. And the fact that you have all the time in the world, there is no pressure on getting it out. And so I think it's very exciting what you're all doing. And I'm excited to see how it goes. And I'm excited to see the movie.
Hey, man.
And I'm excited to be in it.
Hey, man.
I haven't gotten the call.
To not, not
just kill me.
Ignore you.
Just kill me. Put me in the background and I'll fall dead. I'll fall dead.
The gun I was going to use for the dread line isn't here right now.
It's over there, actually.
But as a tease for one of the incentives, if you have a little $10,000, there are small roles in the film that are available that I think you'd be on set. It'd be pretty fun. But
but like
anybody burning a hole in
$10,000 or an appeance on a podcast.
Listen, you can't put a number.
If this podcast gives you $10,000, I should get a role in this movie.
Legally, I do think you have me like above a Spitfire. You got me.
All
okay.
Right. An audio. Give me in the if you have ambience in the background, if you got whispering, I'll be like
there's just like a bird coming in. It's just caw, 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 caw.
Yeah. No, we'll do a Pokemon sound.
Psyduck!
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Huh? God, fuck.
That's a Krabby.
This is a good reel. We should like cut this out. And, listen, man. If
you want money, Pokemon sells, dog.
Yeah.
God, I should be a Pokemon movie. Fuck.
Oh, trust me.
It's not too late to get one in there.
I'm sorry, guys.
Could be a backdoor.
Waste of your time.
Pokemon
a waste
movie.
Of my time.
Yeah.
It turns out Ryan Reynolds comes in at the end post-credit scenes like, you've had a pretty dreadful night. I'm Pikachu, by the way.
There you go. There it is. Well, guys, once again, link in the description. Help Patrick out. Help him and his whole team out. And do what you can to make this a possibility. Before we wrap things up, I know I've been on if you can tell if you're watching, I've been kind of on my phone. I've been chatting with my partner in crime, Cody Hall.
Hey, man.
Because I was texting him. We were texting last night, and it's like, if you have any game ideas for Patrick and Alex. And he's like, it might be too late. But so he texted me, says, this is really stupid and probably too late, but the title makes me laugh. We're going to play a game here. We're going to play a game called Auteur or AuTWOer. This is a game where you pick a movie, and you guys have to guess whether it was directed by one person or a duo.
Ooh,
Okay.
I get the name now.
All right, AuTWOer or AuTWOer. All right, so Cody gave me 12 films.
All right.
And let me just make sure.
Are we
Okay,
buzzing
so
in how just names?
names. Let's give
Okay.
names. Okay. All right. I don't even know if we're gonna go to something. We're just gonna kind of do them all. Okay.
I'm in.
All right.
I'm in.
You don't have to name the director. Just tell
But
me.
if I can.
But if you can, you're not gonna get anything else. Just you gotta tell me if it's one director or two. All right.
Okay.
We're gonna start with Liar Liar. One or two directors.
I'm gonna say that's an auteur, not tour. One singular is what. I'm saying.
Alex will say AuTWOer.
Well, you are wrong, Alex. It is one director. That is Tom Shadyac.
Shadyac. He
All right.
did like most of the Jim Carrey. I think
Bruce
right?
Almighty.
Yeah,
Evan
I think
Almighty,
so.
I
The
think.
Mask.
Yeah.
Did he do the Mask?
He might have, yeah. All right. You, me, and Dupree.
Alex. AuTWO.
Oh, we have to call in.
Yeah, we got to call it. Yeah, use your
Yeah.
name.
Patrick.
Oh, you said
I said
Alex.
AuTWOer.
So yes, that it. Do you know who directed that?
Is that the Russo brothers?
That is the Russo brothers.
Yeah,
One on
directors of
one.
Cherry. 2021's Cherry.
Just that. Nothing else. All right, here we go. Ooh, this is a recent one. The Wild Robot.
Patrick.
Yes.
Auteur, singular.
Yes.
It's singular. Okay,
I'm glad
I
we
was
have
like,
to
wait a
say
minute.
that because, like, you really. I think I'll know because you really have to emphasize the AuTWO.
I feel like Cody really came upon. He's like, oh, there's something to do here.
All right, here we go. Let's do Moana 2.
Patrick.
Yes.
Auteur 2 double, and it's I couldn't say the names, but it's the same. It's Menken, Alan Menken, and somebody else, but they did Aladdin and those other movies.
No, that's wrong.
You said Moana?
Moana 2.
Oh, I
Yeah.
I heard the two and just combined together.
Do you know, Alex?
It is two, but I just don't know who. It's one of the directors from the first one.
That's your answer, too?
two.
It's actually a trio, you dumb
mother-
fuck.
Well, that
You idiots. Know your directors. It's a trio. David Decker Jr., Jason Hand, and Dana Lodeau Miller.
Well, I feel less
Shit.
bad about my answer.
Well, you should
now.
know. You should
Damn
know.
it.
That's a trio. A trio.
I know I
A
was
trio.
horribly wrong.
A
but
trio.
I feel
All right.
misled.
All right, here we go. Ready? The death of Dick Long.
Patrick.
Yes.
A tour singular, and it's one of the Daniels.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Correct. I don't know what the
Is
score is
it-
at this point, but we're just gonna keep going.
Is it Scheinert?
I'm not sure which one. Cody listed only one of the Daniels. He didn't
Okay.
even bother
Yeah.
putting the
Which one?
specific name.
Is this a Cody
Sure.
written out list?
Yeah. I literally was like, if you can come up with titles right now, and he sent it to me while we were doing this. All right, here we go. Kung Fu Panda 2. A tour or a tour?
Alex
Hmm?
AuTWOer single?
That's correct. Jennifer
Yeah.
Yu Nelson. All right.
Totally knew that.
It's those animated films where it's like,
Yeah.
somebody take half the scene, someone take the other half.
Right.
All right,
That's
here
how
we
they're
go.
made.
The hit comedy Blades of Glory.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Singular, a tour.
Blades of Glory is a duo. Two Will Speck and Josh Gordon. Dummy. Absolute idiot. All right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, another hit
I
film.
thought it was.
Crank.
That was not.
High Voltage.
Oh. It's.
You gotta say your name.
It's
I'm gonna let
Alex
take this one.
AuTWOer.
Yes.
It's.
Do you know
my
the
God.
directors?
No, but I know they also did. I think they did Crank 2.
Isn't Crank High Voltage the second one, or is that the third one?
Crank 2 is High Voltage.
Isn't the first one
Okay.
just Crank? Is there a
I think
third one?
There might. It's Tree Voltage. I don't know. But yes, you're right. It is a duo. Mark Neveldine and
Neville
Brian
Dean
Taylor.
They did
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider 2.
There you
Sorry,
go.
Ghost Rider 2 is the one. Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
There's a reason for all this knowledge up here
yeah.
somewhere.
All right. We got a few more.
For this game.
The first Moana.
Patrick. Tour, and it's Menken. No, not he wrote the music
wrote the
for
music.
the other movies.
Just say two.
But-
Yeah,
Just say two.
Ron Musker and Ron Clements.
Clements.
The Rons. It's the
Yeah.
Rons.
Dorons.
All right.
I have Dorons right
Little Miss Sunshine.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Auteur. To double.
Double. Do you know the directors?
No.
Jonathan Dayton, Valerie Ferris.
now. Oh, okay.
All right, we got 2 more.
Okay.
The Tragedy of Macbeth.
Patrick.
Which one is that?
It's singular, Auteur, and it's Ethan Cohen?
Joel Cohen, you dummy. Absolute moron.
I haven't seen a movie before, guys.
Never
I should
seen
have
one.
led with that.
All right, final one. I had to save the best for last. The hit film, It's Kind of a Funny Story.
It's kind of a funny story. I feel like it's Auteur, single.
Okay.
And is that Peter Bogdanovich?
No.
Who am I?
What?
Nancy Meyer?
No,
Funny
that's
story.
wrong. You're wrong. It's
What am I thinking?
But I'm still going to say a singular, Auteur.
no, it's wrong. It's
Oh,
AuTWOer.
It's Auteur.
Anna Boden and Ryan Flack.
Boden.
Oh, they
Flag.
did Half Nelson and the first Captain Marvel, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, it's kind of a funny story because you guys got it wrong. I don't know who. I'll put
Starting
the
back
score
out, Thanakas.
somewhere. Someone won, or maybe it's tied. I don't know. But
Maybe
that
it's
was
tied.
AuTWOer or AuTWOer
I think we got a hit new game.
I think-
coming
I think
back.
it worked.
Yeah.
on the fly.
401.
That's what we're doing
really
here.
Setting the
401.
precedent going forward.
There it is. Well, Draco, how you feeling, pal? You haven't eaten your food. I think you should go eat your food. You hungry? What do you think? What's your favorite movie of all time, Draco?
Schindler's List.
Oh Jesus, it's a great film.
Auteur spit on that thing.
Well,
I thought it was gonna go there
I think that was
eventually.
pretty clean. How do you think that was pretty clean?
Any questions?
Patrick,
Can we do better? Yes.
Alex, both of you,
Hello.
thank you for joining on
Thank
this
you for
episode.
having us.
Thank you for having
We're
me.
gonna wrap it up right there. After that, Draco's giving me the stink eye right now. Well, first of all, Alex, do you have anything going on by the time that this comes out? I know you're
is-
working on stuff. You're constantly doing stuff.
Yeah, June 6th is my next release. Next single release is called Cuticles.
Cute.
Yeah.
Cute.
And then
Oh.
album in September. Or no, sorry, November.
November.
Because I made a deadline for
Wake me
myself.
up when November ends. All right, sick. Make sure you go follow Alex
Yeah.
on all of his platforms. Patrick, what do you have going on?
I'm working on a dang movie. You
tell
might
us
have
about
heard
it.
about it. On a sincere note, thank you, Christian.
course.
Thank you for being here. To speak as an objective outsider in certain ways who's not consistently here. Like, you are a fantastic director, and I learned so much from
Paid him to say that.
to be able to click a couple buttons and then fly 3,000 miles on my own accord, but for something I care so much about, really was instilled in me because you invited me to come out for that experience and to know that this community I build over here is still something that I can look to in terms of helping with this. So working on a movie and appreciative of all the help and
course.
anybody that's able to contribute or share. Can follow me on Instagram at Hogue_filmmaker and my old YouTube channel, Canadian Pat 493, which was the number of Pokemon at the time.
You can find all those links in the description. And always happy to help. Just know that when Cody and I make our film, we're going to bug the fuck out of you guys. Oh, yeah.
Blocked
Return
number.
the favor, pal.
Spam email.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be on your podcast on Patrick Canadian Holder 493, whatever it was.
5 viewers.
Oh,
of
yeah.
it.
Thank you all. I don't have the sound bites for this episode, but all the Patreon supporters, thank you all. We do appreciate you. If you want to help support us here on that channel, on this channel, you can check out the Patreon. Leaving a like and commenting on the video as well goes a very long way. Who's your favorite auteur or AuTWOer filmmakers? Comment away. Let us know. We'll be back next week. I think, what's next week? The 19th? I think, shit. It's either RB3 or Matt Nose. I can't think of it at the top of my head. But we got guests this weekend, or next week. All right. Thank you all. See ya.
Draco, you want to?
All right, I got to admit something. I did not record the entire time. Shit.
Are we warmed up? Are we ready to go? Because I
do it.
spent everything. I have nothing in the tank.
I don't normally record on this, but I thought, strange shit has happened before. But I've been looking at, I see the red dot. We've been recording this entire time. We're fine. We're fine.
We're good.
Because every moment of sincerity took 5 years off my life. I do not know if I can afford
Well, it doesn't matter what was recorded. What matters is that we were here and we had a good time. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
We're gonna get out.
I'm still going to get money. I'm paid. right? Now it's what we talk about. Sunday.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Do it now.